Plastic. Plaster. Destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
The best sports show in New Mexico
for 5 years running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
I think that's actually really right for the first time in, I don't know, forever. I think that's right. Like, who are you, dude? I feel like I haven't seen you in, I don't know, 2 weeks or something. Opening
check.
With a ton going on over the weekend. I mean, from the hoops to the golf to the footy to the baseball. Boy, do we have a lot to do today. Glad you're with us. Merry Monday. And thanks for finding us. It is the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. How you living?
What it do?
I haven't seen you in really 2 weeks.
It's been a minute.
When was the last time I went 2 weeks without seeing you?
Oh, goodness.
I mean, honestly,
maybe around a bowl game if you took some vacation after.
But I usually come back like the week after. Yeah. And I mean, it's probably in 15 years. I don't know if I've gone 2 weeks without seeing you. Like, honestly, man.
I know, it's different.
You good?
Good. How are you?
I'm here. I'm good. I consumed quite a bit over the weekend of sports is what I meant. So you had a pretty mellow weekend in that regard. You get some family time. You get some time off. You good?
Good.
All right.
It's just, you know how it is. Sometimes you gotta.
Yes.
Not always the greatest, but it's just, hey, get those days in when you can.
Look, man, the time I took. When did I miss you? So from Friday to Wednesday, I did Huntington Beach.
Oof.
I didn't realize how much I needed that. Like just to unplug. I've been going at a pretty good pace. I know you have too. But yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Just get some beach time in, get around to golf in. And yeah, I played a pretty fun course out there, actually. Travis Matthew bought the old Seacliff Country Club, JJ. I had a great front nine. And then I became me on the back, which was good. 2 birdies yesterday, though. 18 in the rain. The rain held off until 18. That was no Xander Schauffele. He's a different Aztec. Did you watch the Little Open Championship?
Of course.
Who's player of the year? So Scotty Scheffler has won the Masters and won 7 tournaments, right? But Xander has now won 2 majors and he's going to defend his gold medal. Does 2 majors trump 1 major? But he won the Players. Scheffler did, right? He won the Masters, right? Who's player of the year?
I think it's when you have 2 major championships, even if you throw in the 5th major discussion with Scotty Scheffler, I do think it's still close because it was their 2 dominant performances in the final round, shooting a 65 for Xander Schauffele in both his major victories, especially looking at how everyone else fared over the weekend and the consistency you got out of Xander Schauffele when other players were finding triple bogeys, double bogeys throughout that course. I think it's a legit conversation. I could see Scheffler edging him out with just the amount of wins, but man, 2 major championships for Schauffele and breaking through that ceiling. And now he's the guy. He already had the 3rd best odds going into the Open, but now he's on that list of when you talk about who's going to be the favorite in the major, Xander Schauffele, Scheffler,
right?
And
if Rory plays well, the money list I'm looking at does not include the Open Championship. Scheffler's won 6 times. It says Schauffele's won once. Obviously, he won again. So I'm going to guess this doesn't include this weekend. Scheffler's won $27.6 million and Xander's won $12.7. So, boy, I'll tell you, it's hard to say. Here, this is updated now. Xander's made $15.8 million and Scheffler's won 28.1. If you go by money, Scheffler's won 6, Xander's won 2, but Xander's 2 were the Open Championship and the PGA Championship. Scheffler won the Masters and won the Players Champ. I mean, it's not over right now. If Xander goes out and wins, or one of these guys wins the gold medal, does that count towards Player of the Year?
I don't see why not.
I mean, normally it's kind of cut and dry. Dude wins 2 majors, but the other guy won one major and the 5th major and is killing it. It's fascinating right now. Xander was so good, and I don't know how much you watched of the Open Championship. This wasn't a case of the field falling apart behind Xander Schauffele. This was a case of one guy winning the golf tournament. You know, we sit here sometimes on Mondays after majors and we talk about, well, but everybody fell apart. And I get that email. He didn't really win. Everybody else. No. You know, Shane Lowry fell apart on the back on Saturday and cost himself the tournament. But everybody else, man, when you look at this leaderboard, there were dudes there. Justin Rose just barely missed putt after putt. Billy Horschel up and down game was stupid all week. And this Tristan Lawrence, who came out of nowhere, was right there. But this was a case of a guy who, JJ, just about up to 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, was the guy who couldn't finish, was the guy that was slung with the label best golfer in the world to never have won a major. The guy who, well, he's good, but he can't finish when it counts. He can't handle it under pressure. And 2 majors in a row, dude has thrown not 2 majors, 2 winning majors in a row, because the U.S. Open was in between and he was top 10 there. The dude has thrown a 65 up on Sunday to go away and win. When you throw a 65 on Sunday at a major, you don't have to apologize to anybody. Nobody backed into anything. Dude went out and flat out took it. Yeah, he's a Mountain West golfer. Yeah, he came out of this league. Yeah, he's an Aztec. But bottom line is, right now, he's one of the top 2 best golfers in the world.
When you have 7 guys within 1 shot of the lead starting on Sunday, you have to be able to win that tournament. And Xander Schauffele did that. Because it wasn't one where someone had a big lead and then just went out there and had one of those holes and it changed it on Sunday.
Right.
Like, the other guys might have dropped some shots, but Schauffele was consistent. He had the early pars and then went on his birdie run.
Yeah.
And you saw whether it was errant tee shots, finding the bunkers, like Schauffele didn't do that.
Just didn't make
he
mistakes.
Won the tournament.
Yeah. By the way, the 65 was on a course where 9 dudes finished under par. So this wasn't the John Deere or the Travelers or where they're shooting 25 under par.
Saturday was what you expect. You turn on the TV and I felt cold.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Right? You're just sitting there and it's damp and cold. And like I asked Alexa, what's the weather in Troon, Scotland? It's 61 and wet and cold. And yeah, we're sitting here in beautiful summer. And yeah, that's such a great description on it. Yeah, it's what you expect of the Open Championship. And dude just kept hammering through. And he just didn't make mistakes. That's how you win. And good for Xander. And I mean, yeah, I root for him. He's a Mountain West guy. He's a San Diego State guy. And there's not enough gravitas and not enough flair for some people. You know, some people prefer the Bryson DeChambeau kind. Look, man, dude is steady. He's not braggadocious. He never seems affected. He looks the same when he's playing well or not playing well. And his game is so damn good. And for a little dude, he's long off the tee. I mean, he's not like, he's small, essentially. When you look at a Scotty Scheffler, how big he is, or some, Bryson DeChambeau, how big he is. Xander's a pretty small dude. But you look at his card yesterday, dude, he did not have a bogey and he had 6 birdies and shot a 65 on Sunday at the majors, at the Open, at Troon, on a course where 160 something golfers started and 9 of them finished the tournament under par, and dude went 6 over on Sunday to win it. It's just a flat out win, dude. I'm not telling you the most dominant ever, but I'm telling you it's really freaking impressive. And you got a conversation when you're talking about who's the player of the year in men's golf.
And that's what stands out about Xander Schauffele and Scotty Scheffler, is that demeanor.
Yeah.
and the consistency of their game, going good, going through some struggles. They're the same guy, and it's been their year.
And look, emotion's good. I have no problem. And what Bryson does and thrives on it, and I think it's exciting. I think it's wonderful. What Jon Rahm does. I mean, Jon Rahm is emotional, and you see him go up and down and scream at himself. He finished tied for 7 and shot a 68 on Sunday. But you look at those two dudes, man, and the guys who right now are the two most successful, and Bryson's the other one who won a major this year. By the way, the Americans swept the majors this year. Scottie Scheffler won the Masters, Xander won the PGA and the Open, and Bryson DeChambeau won the U.S. Open. That doesn't happen very often. It'll be interesting going to the Olympics where Xander's going to go defend his gold medal. But I just, the other part of this is, and again, yeah, I root for that guy a little bit, but I love seeing people respond to the noise. Does that make sense? Where, yeah, you're good, but yeah, you can win the John Deere. Yeah, that's fine. You win the Byron now, whatever, you know, but can you win a big one? Yeah, you're the best. And then all of a sudden, not just once, but twice. And to come back and say, fine, and not have to say it. And I tell you all the time, people who are really good don't have to tell you they're good, right? People you know that are really good at whatever they do, usually the ones who don't have to tell you how good they are, usually. And a dude just went out and showed it. And 65s on Sundays at majors in the same season to win it. It's just phenomenal. I love seeing a dude respond to the criticism.
Is Xander Schauffele, I was a little caught off guard because I always felt like he was still the young guy. Now 30 is not 30, old.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just felt like, oh, he's coming, you know, he's going to have his stretch. And then, you know, I was, oh, he's 30, he's put in the time. Yeah. And it's kind of, you know, interesting, too, when you look at Scottie Scheffler, he's 27. So these guys really kicking it in and knowing that, yeah, these two still have a few majors left in them where they're going to be walking off home that trophy.
Assuming golf merges, whatever that means, right? Assuming they figure this thing out. We're post Tiger. Now Tiger's still going to be playing golf, but we're post Tiger being dominant in golf. Okay, is Scheffler, Schauffele, Bryson, Rory, the top of the world right now? Hell, I mean, throw in the Rahms, the Morikawas, is that enough to sustain? And you know where I am. For me, yes, but to sustain golf at a pace. Or is it still, man, it's just not dynamic enough. It's not sexy enough. Yeah, these two Scheffler guys, the funny spelled names, is that, yeah, they're just not dynamic enough, and golf needs the villain. And maybe that's Bryson.
I think that could be a couple of the guys with the live golf ties.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could be the ones you root against.
Brooksy?
Because I think Koepka even more so than DeChambeau now.
Yeah.
Just because DeChambeau's played well and the fans has riled around him, and we're still kind of waiting for that moment from Koepka post-live era.
Yeah. And by the way, DeChambeau didn't make the cut. Rory didn't make the cut. Right? You look at it, and again, it shows how hard that damn golf course was. We were talking about on Thursday and Friday. I mean, 9 dudes broke par in this tournament. 9. That's how hard it was. All right, we got a lot today. 505-246-0610. Thoughts on the Open. We got Team USA. Both of them. Men's and women. Whoa, the ladies got something to think about. I think the men do too. 2 exhibitions over the weekend that actually really mean something. And a little news this morning concerning the Olympics. Who is going to carry the United States flag in the opening ceremony? We'll get into that. We got a lot of NFL stuff with camps opening up, and the enchantment, one and done. We'll get all of that. 505-246-0610. Come on in today. That's your Sports Animal text line and the phone line. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the X, it's _JJ Buck, and Adrian's producing for you. You can watch the show over on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM, on Comcast Channel 26, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Hey, you got an event? You always got an event, right? Whether it's 2 people or 20,000 people. May I suggest you look into the Albuquerque Convention Center as far as hosting your event? You're always looking for a cool venue, and there's not any better than what they do right here downtown at the center of it all. The Albuquerque Convention Center is over 600,000 square feet of flexible indoor and outdoor meeting spaces right in the heart of it all. Great food and beverage options that cater to your needs, concessions and bars, entertainment and event space right in downtown with Civic Plaza right across the street, food truck Fridays, seasonal splash pads, outdoor stage, special events. Look, whatever you're looking to do, they will take care of you, from intimate meetings and gatherings to grand expos and conferences, staff and food service and beverage options that will go above and beyond. Your dream event will be unbelievable. Be at the center of it all. Call the Albuquerque Convention Center. Set up your holiday parties. I know it's early. You don't want to get caught late. 505-768-4575. Area code 505-768-4575. Or online at albuquerquecc.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on? Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres.
They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain.
Who's that?
That's your new buddy in jail.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them, gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
OD in your AM, what's up? Season's over, says Dan. Jeffrey and returning one, Jose. I know, OD, they aren't going to be calling and asking for Abraham answer updates. They aren't going to be going on the tee, Dale Brown, or whatever the heck his name was. I think it was Dan Brown. The dude that came out of nowhere. It's from Dan. You should know his name was Dan Brown. Dan. Ken says, how's the 15-time major circus going to improve, Jeff? Tiger's going to take 5 months off before the Hero World exhibition, but he isn't going to improve in exhibitions. Then the Glenn Campbell, probably 2 rounds if he doesn't make the cut. Now we're heading into Augusta, and he's played 2 rounds of competitive golf in 9 months. He's not. That's the whole story here. How's he going to improve? You guys, Tiger's going to play. Jason, we had this conversation deep the other day. Like, Tiger's going to be there, and it's going to be exciting. We're still going to give Tiger updates. And it'd be like if Michael Jordan played right now, right? And there's going to be a second where he's competitive on the weekend at a tournament and maybe even a major. But until his body allows him to go out and play golf more than once a month competitively, he's not. And the dude, Nick Nee and I had this conversation on Friday, the director of golf at the San Diego Golf Club. JJ, man's 48 years old and he's reconstructed, right? His leg, I mean, he talks about the damage to his leg, how painful it is just to walk around the house every day. And you've got these young studs in their prime, and golf is deeper than it's ever been. And it's international. And as good as Tiger was, remember how good he was. It doesn't diminish what he was, the greatness that was Tiger Woods. Dude is broken, reconstructed, 48 years old, and injured and not playing. And I don't care who you are. Look, if LeBron didn't play, just decided he's going to play, I don't know, every fourth Sunday and go out and play, he wouldn't be LeBron James, even, especially at 40 years old. And so, I mean, Ken, the answer is he's not. He's got exemptions. They did the right thing. Hopefully, he said his body feels good. He starts to play more next year if he wants. And we're going to watch his score, and there's going to be a glimpse, and he's going to make a birdie on number 3. Oh, look, Tiger's near the top of the leaderboard. And then he's going to fade. And then there's going to be a week where, he's in contention. He might even win a tournament somewhere. But that's what it is.
It's a new era of Tiger Woods. I don't know why some people want to have the take of, he needs to stop and go away because he's not what we remember him as. No one is at the end. But the game of golf provides you different opportunities where you're not going to be in your prime for your entire golfing career. And we were discussing this as well last week, kind of when the Colin Montgomery stuff came out and Tiger Woods clapped back to him. Why are you still viewing this under the lens of who Tiger was?
Yeah.
Yes, Tiger did that. That's not the expectations. The bar has changed. Just because he did that doesn't mean he can't play golf at a lower level. And this is a lower level. If what we're used to of him not making cuts, and
Of
the
course.
joke of, well, it's not about Tiger winning this, it's even going to play the weekend. It's the new era of Tiger Woods. And if you view it like that, understanding that everything he went through, he's 48 years old, and we just get to watch him on the back end, then I don't know why there's that frustration from so many people, or the upsetness. It's, yes, you get to maybe more Tiger Woods updates than you would other people because he's Tiger Woods.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm not expecting anything else than what we've seen the last 2 years from Tiger Woods.
Yeah. And there will be a day, if he gets healthy, that he'll compete at a major. Do you remember, what was it? It doesn't feel like that long ago, but it might have been 10 years ago now. But it feels like about 3. Remember when Tom Watson, at 60-something years old, was competitive on Sunday at the Open Championship, the British Open? Right? Does that feel like, what, about 8-10 years ago, right? And he was in his 60s, and he was, and you're like, what are we watching? I think that's when Stuart Sink won. And literally, what are we watching? And it was amazing. It was incredible. And it was Tom Watson for a weekend. And it was really cool. You may get that. But enjoy watching what you got when you go out there. And by the way, these young studs are pretty good too. Speaking of one of these old guards, guys, LeBron James is pretty good over the weekend. He saved USA over South Sudan 101-100. I don't think it would have been as catastrophic as some do if they would have lost. But word came out this morning, LeBron James has been voted by his fellow Olympians to be the Team USA flag bearer at the opening ceremonies on Friday in Paris. So, when the opening ceremonies, when the teams come out, United States of America, Los Estados Unidos. How do you say it in French? Do you know? I don't even know. So he'll be the first men's basketball player to carry the flag for Team USA. Women's basketball players have done it. Sue Bird in 2020 and Dawn Staley in 2004. But this is, LeBron is looking for his 4th Olympic gold medal. So that's cool for him. And then JJ, did you watch the game on Saturday? I caught it. I watched it. I laughed when they made the promo. I remember catching it during the week. And Fox was like, watch Team USA, their Olympic tune-up, USA versus South Sudan, Saturday. And I'm like, whatever. And they were 43-point favorites. And then I started watching this game. I'm like, holy smokes, South Sudan could ball. Holy bleep, they may beat them. And then there was part of me that kind of was rooting for the underdog, just instinctively. That come on, South Sudan. And
absolutely. And then you're like, oh, it's Team USA, and it's the classic case of turning it on.
And they did. And
they turned it on, but even in the fourth quarter, it was a back and forth game. South Sudan was leading by 1 point in the final seconds.
And they had
LeBron James.
And they had the ball with a look. And look, if that dude finishes that follow dunk, the dude got a good look on the first shot. He got inside of Drew Holiday. Really nice move to get near the lane. And dude tried to flush it and got blocked by the rim, went down. I thought he got fouled by Anthony Edwards. But you're not going to call it there. And Team USA wins. JJ, I don't think it would have been as tragic. So what if they lose an exhibition game? It would have been bigger for South Sudan to win than it would have been tragic for USA to lose.
Learning about that story
yeah.
made that game even better.
100%. It's a 13-year-old country.
Luau Deng helped put this team together. They didn't have practice courts, let alone indoor.
They don't have an indoor court in the country. Yeah.
And you have former NBA, like guys that were just in the league, Wayne Gabriel playing. But then this 18-year-old kid who's going to Duke, who is supposed to be a sensation. And you're just like, wow. And this is what they say. And it's the world in basketball is so much better, just across the board. You look at the talent they're able to put together.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to be nowhere in the same stratosphere as Team USA. I'm looking forward to definitely the basketball portion. Like the Olympics, I'm one of those dudes, when it starts, I'm all in, waving the flag. But I do think the basketball is going to be very interesting.
Well, the whole world.
Especially with Victor Wembanyama in France as the host.
Nikola Jokic for Serbia. Look, the whole world is going to be really good. And France is going to be good. Evidently, South Sudan's going to be really good. Canada's going to be really good. That Mariel Shayok, who was drilling threes, like give the man a contract.
Right, and there's, I'm blanking. One of the guards was like the G League Player of the Year.
Yeah, his name is Carlick Jones,
and they can't even get an NBA roster spot.
Yeah, yeah.
The Bulls cut him because of luxury tax.
Yeah, a luxury tax move. Yeah,
just like, geez.
It wouldn't have been tragic. I mean, it would have been embarrassing and tough for them to explain. But hell, if you're going to lose now. When we come back, what about the U.S. women's team? What kind of statement was that, dude? That was a basketball game. That wasn't just an all-star game. People tell me the Major League Baseball all-star game was the best all-star game. WNBA might be better. Why? Because it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Clark's Pet Emporium reminds you 85 degrees outside can rise to well over 100 inside your car during the summer months.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans,
It's up to all of us to do our part,
so that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull.
Format every 4 years. I mean, you can't do it every year because there's not an Olympic team every year. WNBA All-Star Game. You're like, Jeff, shut up. The WNBA already. No, actually, that was kind of my thought going in. But I said, all right, well, let's take a look at it. The format was Team USA, the Olympic team. The team that's going to Paris. They got on a plane right after the game. Went to London to play exhibition games against the WNBA All-Star. The best of the rest. Like, would any of those women have been All-Stars on the WNBA All-Star team if right? Because the Olympic team, most of them would have been the All-Stars. If you didn't know who Arike Ogunbowale is, you might now. She scored 34 points in the second half. It's an all-star record for points in a game, and she did it in a half. And the WNBA All-Stars beat the United States Olympic team 117-109. And I would argue with you watching the game, and I watched more than I planned on watching, that the WNBA All-Stars were a better team than the Olympic team. Hence, they won. I don't know how much of this is cared more. It meant more. They had something to prove. But did that result say more about the U.S. Olympic team, who I don't believe will be challenged because I don't think there's anything out there that is going to give them nearly what they got the other day? Or does it say more about the WNBA All-Stars and how deep that league is and how good USA basketball is outside of the Olympic team?
It said more about the WNBA All-Stars when you look at just how close Caitlin Clark and, yes, Angel Reese are to being on that team. And they are going to be on Team USA in 4 years. They will be the headliners of that next Olympic run. Ogunbowale, who is the third leading scorer in the WNBA.
But she pulled her name out, right?
Yes. And I was reading more about that story. I think there's some frustration of not being in consideration to be picked because you're one of the best scorers in the league. And I know that the Caitlin Clark conversation is different because of the attention, and she moves the needle. But if you're just looking at players with a gripe, she's in there just based on performance. And I think, Team USA, the women's basketball, is going to be fine. But they were playing. Like, they wanted to make.
Team USA did.
No, the WNBA.
I thought they
were
did.
both playing.
Yeah, I thought it meant a lot
to see the way the WNBA All-Stars pulled away was really impressive, especially when you do look at the youth that was on the All-Stars versus the veterans of Team USA.
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought both of those teams wanted to win, and I thought there was something to be said for both of them. Arike Ogunbowale was, and again, guys, if you didn't watch it, and I don't blame you if you didn't, I caught way more than I thought I was going to. Flipped over, flipped back, flipped over, and then I'm like, wow, I can't get off of this. She didn't just get junk, Miles, dude. as our friend Miss Raymer told us. She balled. This woman was balling. This was like, if you silhouetted it and watched some of the step back threes that she was hitting, and there was nothing cheap about anything she got. She balled. And to your point on Caitlin Clark, watching that game further cemented my belief that not only does she belong there, that dude, she should be and could be on that Olympic team. She was as good a point guard as there was on there. At this point in her career, she's better than Diana Taurasi. She just is. You think I'm wrong with that?
No. Like, just straight basketball 1-for-1.
She is. Now, she didn't shoot well in that game. She didn't score a bunch of points. She set the rookie record for assists. They tried to get her Sue Bird's record for assists in a All-Star game, and Ogunbowale just wasn't giving the ball up at that point. I think Cheryl Miller called a timeout. The head coach knew what was going on, said get Ogunbowale the record, and then get Caitlin the record. I was so impressed by the depth, and I agree with you on Angel Reese, but all that did a number of things for me. It made me go, what the hell is Arike Ogunbowale not doing on that team? Because she was the best player on the court. Is there an argument there? She was the best player on the court.
No.
And it cemented my belief that Caitlin Clark should be on that team. I thought she was under control. She held the turnovers down. She was really good. She did nothing to dissuade me from believing that. And if you just set that team in orange and then in black because they changed uniforms at halftime, if you send them to Paris, I think they win the gold too. It was way better watch than I thought it was going to be. Did you watch the thing on Saturday night?
I was very interested because of the format, because I knew it wasn't just going to be a lot of messing around and people just walking and standing. Like, they were going to play some hard minutes. I knew Team USA wasn't going to play some of the older guards a lot in that game. And that's where you bring up the question, Taurasi, Chelsea Gray, versus, what we've seen out of, Caitlin Clark and especially Ogunbowale.
Well, people say
I'm not taking UNESCO off the team or
no, or Asia Wilson. I get it. People say, well, who would you take off? Well, you just made the answer. I mean, you just answered the question. Well, if you're going to put her on, you got to take someone off. All right, I get it. Some of these legacy people that are going, for and I know what Diana Taurasi means and has meant to women's basketball. And is this just a lifetime achievement award to send her over to Paris and get her another one? Okay, I guess. And Caitlin Clark will have her time. Probably, yeah, that's probably right. Right? But if you're telling me put the best team out there, you did nothing to convince me with this format that you made the right decisions in leaving Caitlin Clark off the team. And it not just because of exposure, not just because of eyeballs on the game, not just to grow the game, although all of those things, yes. My eyes told me the other day she deserved to be on that team. I don't know. But it was a good watch, man. It was a good watch. All right, when we come back, wasn't a good watch? TBT. The Enchantment. That was a decent watch, but it was a sloppy, ugly game and one and done for the New Mexico entry into the TBT. What happened? And, there is no what's next, at least in the immediate. We'll do that. And Conference USA Media Days today. And we'll see what we're getting out of that for New Mexico State. And Tony Sanchez will be with us this week. He was going to come on today, but didn't want to do it the same day as Media Day. So we'll catch him this week. Hey, if you've been a victim of a home or business break-in, you know all too well it takes hours, if not days, for police to respond because they just simply don't have enough officers to cover all the calls they get. When it's your home, when it's your business, you need a quicker response. How about 7 minutes or less? That's normally the response time for customers of International Protective Service, IPS. IPS has officers strategically placed around Albuquerque, now in Santa Fe, so they can react quickly. And many times they catch criminals in the act, detain them, and call the police to come pick them up. IPS also provides standing guard, so if you need eyes on your property around the clock, and they install alarms and camera systems, and they've got a state-of-the-art facility to monitor those cameras 24/7. It raises the level of the security around your home or your business. So not only are they there on quick response, but they help prevent property crime. I've trusted IPS for years. My neighbors now use IPS. I know you see them all around town. Who's watching your home when you're away on summer vacation? Don't let it just be the bad guys. Have the good guys there, because a quick response to your alarm or standing guards at your business, it's what IPS does, and you'll sleep better at night. You can't prevent all the crime, but if you've got no protection, you're more likely to be victimized. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Texas. The preseason poll came out on Friday, JJ, and the Aggies were picked tied for 5th. So Liberty is the favorite. They got 18 of the 21st place votes in Conference USA for football. Western Kentucky 2, Jacksonville State. How about what Rich Rod's doing down there? 3rd. The Middle Tennessee, New Mexico State, Sam Houston tied for 5th. Louisiana Tech, FIU, UTEP, and then Kennesaw State, who is now going to play football in that league. for whatever that means to you. But we'll see. In their debut season, Jacksonville State was 9-4, and they won the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. First team in NCAA history to win a bowl game in their first year of FBS competition. Pretty good stuff for him down there. So we'll watch for news coming out of there. Tragedy over the weekend, by the way. The death of Andre Selden, who played for New Mexico State the last couple of years. Andre was on our show last year. I really, really enjoyed Andre's story. He transferred to Utah State with Nate Dreiling, who's now the head coach there, who was the defensive coordinator at New Mexico State. And they were doing, evidently, it was cliff diving, JJ, in the Porcupine Reservoir in Cache County near Utah State. And he drowned over the weekend. 22 years old, just tragedy. And I know we're sending a bunch of love and thoughts to his family and those who knew Andre and loved him. But JJ, I remember when he was on our show, he was dynamic. He was just a wonderful personality. And Nate Dreiling said, not sure I ever had a conversation with Andre where I didn't end up smiling. One of the best people I've ever been around. Meant so much to so many and always made you feel better when you're around him. Such a bright light in this world with his smile. Love you, bud. Just brutal. Just brutal. Sending thoughts to him. All right, 505-246-0610. JJ, the enchantment goes down 60-53. And I don't know what you expected out of that team, but certainly with all the shooters they had, I guess when you're built around shooters, you only have 8 players on the team and your shooters don't shoot. And you go combine 2 of 15 from 3-point land. Bryce Alford, Scott Bamforth, Anthony Mathis, you're not going to win. And once the Bronco, the Boise State alumni team, beat them 60-53, one and done. Good night now. I don't know how much you watched of the TBT over the weekend, but it was a bummer. Just kind of, it was a sloppy game, cold shooting game, and they're one and done.
Yeah, it was disappointing when you were leaning into the shooters, and they were really excited to have those guards on this roster. But it shows you just how challenging and how difficult it is in that tournament. I know I was talking with some people out there last Monday where they're having the shoot around and some people coming in and just saying, even in the last couple of days, the unexpected turnover, because guys have opportunities that come up.
J.R. Giddens went overseas,
and other players just can't get there. And it's really hard to put this together because you're covering expenses for all these dudes and trying to put something together, and just kind of, you knew just on Monday when you saw the final roster, like this was going to be more challenging
because it wasn't very deep.
Yeah. And overall though, I still love the vibe, what they're able to do, the alumni portion of it. There was about 2,500 people out there.
Yeah. You were there Tuesday night?
Yeah. Like it's just such a solid event. And it was very emotional, with Ruben Douglas, Drew Gordon, and Greg Brown. They're honoring their lives, and you saw the Douglas family, the Gordon family, was in attendance. So they're doing a lot of the right things. I think it's really good for this community, and because I enjoyed the Tuesday night and just the vibe and seeing all those guys back there. So it's something that's going to continue moving forward as long as people are still willing to invest in it. But just from the game standpoint, you realize that this was going to be a lot more challenging than what we saw last year.
I think it's so good for Lobo basketball to do that, to keep, I hear all the time, well, these guys are mercenaries and they but yet when they come back, you love them. And you remember what each and every one of those guys did when they were in a uniform, and you see them a little more mature, bigger, whatever, gone on their career. I mean, having Tony Snell back in the building, and JJ, I was out of town, but everybody I talked to that was there thought it was just a great event. And it was everything it was supposed to be. The emotion that was built into that night because the passing of 3 Lobo greats, Ruben Douglas and Drew Gordon and Greg Brown, and to honor their memory the way I understand they did, I heard was incredibly, I don't know if appropriate's the right word, but just it was done well, done in the right way. And then you went and celebrated Lobo basketball with an alumni game against the TBT team.
Yeah, and I think if this is a format that they can continue, bringing back some of those players, hopefully, where it's not heavy hearts around it,
Right.
where you can get some of these guys back. Like, I didn't know that Roman Martinez and Andrew Gordon were roommates, and I found that out. And that's, I was talking with Roman on Monday, and he got pretty, choked up, and said the reason he was playing in this and he committed to play in the Enchantment was because of Drew Gordon.
Yeah, it was. I'm sad I missed that, but I heard it was everything that it was supposed to be, and they did it the right way. One other thing on former Lobos. How about Jalen House? I don't know if you saw the social media posts of him and his dad. They were at Barry's over at Circa, the steakhouse there, and they did a little tour. I guess Eddie House, Jalen's dad, knows the head chef there. But 4 games, 19.2 minutes, 10.8 rebounds, 10.8 points, 2.8 rebounds. He earned himself I gotta believe, an invite to camp. Or what do you think?
I think watching Jalen House play in the Summer League and the way the Celtics are going to have to manage the back end of their roster, he has an opportunity, whether it's this season or next year, if they want to keep him around on a 2-way contract, to be on that roster. Because you look at what they've done over the last few years with Peyton Pritchard. Jalen House showed his impact, how hard he's going to play, because the Celtics just paid another player over the weekend. So
Sam Hauser, yeah.
There's opportunities for players like Jalen House to be on that roster, because they still got to have 13 dudes on the roster.
All right, got a lot of football to start. Aaron Rodgers is at minicamp. What did he say about, or not minicamp, he's at camp. It's not mini anymore. He missed the mini one. What did he say about missing minicamp? It's all about Aaron Rodgers, man. It's his world. His perception is reality. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, glad you're with us on a Monday on 95.9 FM into AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part,
so that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Like me, sure that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep.
The best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Big weekend. Team USA men beat South Sudan 101-100 on a LeBron James layup. Team USA women in their tune-up got beat by the WNBA All-Stars 117-109. Hello, Arike Agunbowale. Xander Schauffele wins the Open Championship. Shot a 65 on Sunday to win it. New Mexico United 1-1 draw out of the ball pitch with Birmingham. And the TBT team, the Enchantment, is one and done. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Glad you're with us. 505-246-0610. So NFL camps are going to open throughout the week. The Jets will have their first practice Wednesday in Florham Park, New Jersey. And Aaron Rodgers will be there. And he spoke for the first time since missing minicamp, JJ, for his trip to Egypt. And, of course, I mean, it's no big deal. I don't know what I expected from Aaron Rodgers. I guess I didn't expect the angle. Dude, minicamp is just glorified OTAs. And that's what he said. He was on Barstool's Pardon My Take podcast. And Aaron Rodgers has been scrutinized for missing the mini camps. And I think the biggest thing here was this. If you want to play semantics, you can. But the Jets flat out said it's an unexcused absence. Quote from Aaron Rodgers, they can arbitrarily put a tag on whatever week of OTAs they want and say, this is minicamp week, which makes it somehow more mandatory than the other weeks. But it was an OTA schedule. That's how words can be a little deceiving from time to time. They can make a story out of the fact that I missed minicamp, but it was really 2 OTA days. But I came to the first 10, end quote. Optional team activities is what OTA stands for, right? Or is it organized team activities?
I think it's organized.
I don't know. The Jets made it sound like it was a lot more than just OTAs. I mean, when the whole team was there and they call it minicamp, does Aaron Rodgers just get to reclassify what it is to fit his convenience and play semantics with it?
Well, this all goes back to Aaron Rodgers saying the Jets need to eliminate the BS, and he's the BS. So that's what everyone is reacting to in this story. If he didn't say that,
agreed,
and he shows up for the other practices, misses this, and then the Jets say, well, we have to classify it as this, but we're on the same page, I think you move on. But when he was just so adamant about pointing fingers at everyone else and noise that's coming out of the organization saying, if we want to win, we need to eliminate the BS, and then you want to be that BS, it's just more of the same for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. And he created the BS. You know, it's a bucket list trip, and evidently he had it planned, and he was going to Egypt, and according to him, they just, whatever ones they want, they just call minicamp, and I was there for all the other ones. He was asked in this interview, in this podcast, if he took issue with his not being there being termed unexcused. And his quote was, "Oh, I don't know. I'm sure I'll get fined for that." That was it. So he didn't answer it. Obviously he does. I'm going to tell you something, man. I think there's a little tension going in there. And this is a guy who is insanely sensitive, who, as much as he loves to play cool and think, I don't care what people think, he obviously does. And he's I don't want to say all about, he's quite a bit about image and what people perceive of him. And I don't know how good he's going to be this year. Like some people tell me they think he's going to be MVP caliber, and other people think he's going to be lower third. I got a 40-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles injury. Now, there's weapons around him. I think they got a good offensive line. He's set up to be successful. It's a huge year for them. Big deal, no deal, this whole thing. Because I think it's a deal.
I think it's a little deal. Because this is one to me that it's just more like aggravation for Aaron Rodgers in his press conferences versus anything that's going to happen on the field.
And it goes away in a week.
But once like preseason starts, then I don't think we're going to be worried about Aaron in Egypt. It's just another talking point for the Jets, and what Aaron Rodgers projected is removing these, but he's the center of it. So this is really one where if you're the Jets, you're like, we just need the practices. We need the camps to get going, so you'll focus on something else.
Okay. They'll open up this week. He's there, and it's Friday, and we'll see. The Ravens were open. John Harbaugh opened up Ravens camp and had to defend his quarterback. And this one caught me off guard a little bit. There's been criticism at a guy who is the reigning MVP. Why? I mean, he's a two-time MVP. He's been in the league 6 years. But he hadn't reached the Super Bowl yet. And his coach, John Harbaugh, Lamar went home with an illness yesterday. And John Harbaugh went off for almost 3 minutes defending him. Said that he's going to be the best quarterback in the history of the league. Quote, there's a lot of great things said about Lamar, but there's a lot of stuff that's said that you just got to scratch your head about and wonder, what's the person even thinking? But we take it personally, he said. He said all his life, Lamar has been a guy who's been answering the same questions. Talking about since he was a kid, junior high, high school, college, his draft, the success he's had in the NFL. Again, it still comes up. Okay, now he's still growing. He's got a growth mindset. He's going to get better and better, no doubt. But what does he have to do to prove himself to some people, right? End quote. Then he went on and said he's going to be the best quarterback in the history of the league. I was a little surprised that John Harbaugh opened camp by feeling that he had to defend his quarterback, but I guess I get it a little bit. Let's go hit it off the top. Come at me. It's almost like a Mike Gundy thing. You know, I'm a man. I'm 40. You know, come at me. I'm protecting my quarterback, and there's part of me that really liked it.
I think it. So what you just asked about Aaron Rodgers,
yeah,
and are they feeling the noise? Is going to have impact? I think the Ravens are feeling that noise more so than Aaron Rodgers being in Egypt, because there's a direct counterpoint to John Harbaugh's argument, which is, okay, show me his postseason stats. It's not good. And so that's the challenge with Lamar Jackson, is yes, you know this guy is good. And if you're the Ravens, you're all in on Lamar Jackson. And you trust him. He's your quarterback. But the pushback is, where is he in the postseason? And you look down and you see the performance in the AFC Championship game. 54% completion, 2 turnovers. Not backing up the regular season stats at all. And so I think that there's a couple things going on here for John Harbaugh. It is to push back and show support for your quarterback. But I also think it's a challenge to your quarterback in this team. Going, this has to change. Doesn't mean you're moving off Lamar Jackson, but understanding that that's where legacies are made. That's what will change people's opinion. Because no one is. It's the whole good job, good effort. You're 2-time NFL MVP. Fantastic. Where's your Joe Flacco running the postseason?
Yeah, you're no Joe Flacco. What do you think about he's going to end up being the best quarterback in the history of the league? It's a little hyperbolic to me.
To me, that's getting in a little bit of the. You're in the moment, and you're vibing, because it's a comment that people are going to look back on and like, oh, how wrong was he?
Yeah,
like he's a very good quarterback. He's a 2-time NFL MVP.
Yeah,
it's about the postseason success.
Yep.
That's how we judge the best in that sport.
There's one guy that I can think of at that position in that sport. When we talk about the best, and he doesn't get it. One guy who's in the conversation that didn't have postseason success that we talk about in that conversation, but he doesn't get very high simply because he didn't have the postseason success. You know where I'm going?
It's quarterback, South Beach.
Yeah, Dan Marino, right? I mean, 100%. Elway wasn't getting it until he won. Remember, he was when he was playing, he didn't get it until he finally won a Super Bowl. There's only one quarterback who you have that conversation amongst the best of the modern era, at least the Super Bowl era, who didn't win one. And that conversation only goes so far. And Dan Marino never gets put in that top 5, whatever your top 5 is, because he didn't win one. Dan Fouts the same way. Put up unbelievable numbers. They just never got that ring. And so that's going to be part of it for whatever reason. I don't even say whatever reason. I mean, that's how that position is ultimately judged. All right, let's hear from you today. 505-246-0610. Emails jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. When we come back, as camps get started, there's a bunch of holdouts to take a look at and watch them and figure out where this thing's going to go. A lot of guys that want new deals that are holding out that aren't going to start camp. And we'll go through some of them because there's some really big impact guys. Hey, summertime, great time to call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Look, with the heat rising and you're out there driving without window tint, it can be unbearable. I got the solution for you, and it's On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They've got you covered with top-notch window tint services. They're a certified 3M dealer, and that means they've got the best product on the market. You can ask them about ceramic tint, which blocks 99% of UV and infrared rays. That keeps your car looking and feeling cool. It's a professional tint you need at On the Spot Automotive, and you can get it online at otsdetailing.com. Of course, they'll come out and detail your vehicle at your convenience, when and where it works for you. That means they come to you. You don't go to them. They detail your vehicle inside, outside, everywhere, just like the car dealers do. And when they're done, your car looks and feels and smells like the day you took it off the lot, when it was fun to drive. They've been awarded best in the city because they deserve it, because they are best in the city. Schedule your appointment today. Call them at 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859. They're online at otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom. Boom.
Driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was JJ tomorrow, dollar dog night out at the ball yard. Dollar hot dog night, formerly known as 50-cent hot dog night. Inflation's hit. I was with Bob Clark this morning. When you're on with him later, what time are you on with him?
I think 8:50.
He said, well, I mean, inflation has hit everything, but not dollar. No, it used to be 50-cent dog night.
This is the first year of dollar dog.
Remind him of that.
I might have to.
Remind him I called him out on that.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. You can blame it on me.
Yeah, that's fun.
All you can do to yourself, dollar. What do you get? Like 6 a pop?
You get 6 per trip, but you can make as many trips as you want, so you can get, go full Joey Chestnut if you want.
What do you guys do? Like, do you ever do you open up extra bathrooms on this?
I mean, I think you probably at least put some extra, some TP in there. I don't know.
This
Like the
seems like a
industrial
great
rolls.
opportunity
To what?
to have your pregame giveaway be like Pepto.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or-
yeah. Be a sponsor like
So
that.
who's sponsoring Dollar Dog Night? Is it not Pepto?
There's not a sponsor.
Because they
this
do
year.
kind of have the best jingle.
Oh, for sure.
Diarrhea. I don't know. Would you know the rest of it?
Heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach.
Upset stomach, indigestion,
Diarrhea,
heartburn, whatever. Yeah.
Marketing opportunity.
All right.
Yeah, you're right.
It's by the way, the Round Rock Express are in town. Topes have lost 3 in a row out of the All-Star break up in Sacramento. They're back home tomorrow. Dollar
Yes,
Dog
sir.
Night tomorrow night. Here's what you got. Here's your big weekend, a big week coming up. On
without a doubt.
Thursday, you get to meet Orbit. What does that mean, meet Orbit? It's like the Meet Orbit.
He's just going to be, wandering around. So.
Like as opposed to wandering around.
Essentially, we don't have any big plans on Thursday.
All right. Come out and meet Orbit on Thursday and enjoy the ball game. Bucket hats on Friday.
Oh, yeah. They're super stylish.
Yeah, they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
Saturday, it's Green Chili Cheeseburger Night presented by one of our local burger joints.
And fireworks. That was in unison right there.
And fireworks.
Did we play that out earlier? What the heck?
And then lunch bags as you get ready to go back to school on Sunday for the 5 o'clock game against the Round Rock Express.
Yeah, we'll have green chili cheeseburgers on the concourse. Thanks to Blake Slaughterburger.
Dollar Green Chili Cheeseburger Night?
That's a good. That can be a combination right there. Man.
That's what I do.
We gotta shoot that at the ladder. But on Saturday we will have Blake Slaughter. We gotta have. We will have Blake Slaughterburger on the concourse. 3 different locations along the first, third, and home plate sides of the concourse. So, come hungry, leave happy.
All right. How's the season been? I mean, aside from the obvious, right?
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Forrest is the director of hype over. Is that your title?
Yeah, essentially.
For the Ice Tubs. I mean, losing gets to you, right?
It's tough.
And you're the guy who's got to write the releases. Every day.
I'm
Here's my
those
pregame
games.
notes.
Yeah.
And you live. So when they're on the road, you don't travel with them.
No.
You listen. You watching every game, or what? Do you
Yes,
do?
I'm at my house watching the games on MILB.TV and taking notes during the game and writing the recaps after, and shooting up highlights on Twitter. So I live and breathe Topes.
Losing get to you?
I mean, it's tough.
You can say yes.
It's tough.
You can listen to Josh every now and then.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear it in his voice, right?
Oh, of course.
Who's out there and he's calling the games and he's really good and he loves it. But man, it was as rough a first half as I've seen around here in a long time ever.
It was tough. I mean, definitely because last year we kind of started off. We were 3 games better than last year's record, first half record.
Is that right?
But last year we started off super hot and then we just got super cold for the last 2 months of the first half. But this one was just kind of more not many wins.
Forrest is in from the Ice Tubs. All right, but
their second half team, Jeff.
You got that.
Team,
yeah,
right.
only 5 out of the playoff spot, folks. So we're playing hot baseball right now. It's time to come on down to the ballpark.
And you got Home Run Derby X coming, which is another big deal. And a big announcement. And I understand you're going to break the news today. You got another right here on this show. You got another big name coming in. You got Manny Ramirez coming in.
Yep.
You got today at 1:00, big press conference. You can tell us now.
I'm not sure if I can or not.
You don't even know, do you?
I wrote the release, so I know who it is.
Where's the release? You want me to proof it for you?
Oh, that's a great idea. It's on my laptop. On my
make sure you don't have any typos. Yeah,
that's a great idea.
I'll help you. It's always good to get another set of eyes.
100%.
Whenever I write
I know you're a grammar guy, so
that's the other Jeff. He spells it incorrectly. But Home Run Derby. So when is it? And let people because that's coming quick now.
Yeah, it's only about a month away. So Home Run Derby X is an exciting 3-on-3 home run derby format with both home runs and defensive hustle. So if you catch a baseball in the outfield, you get a point. You get a point for a home run. It is 2.5 minutes, constant action. About 200 home runs are going to be hit throughout the entire night.
Is that the over-under?
Pretty much. Yeah, it's around.
Is there a line on this?
They always say it's about that or not. Can't confirm if it's a line or not, but it's definitely.
There's got to be a line on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great idea.
There's a line on everything.
But yeah, so we got Manny Ramirez, Ian Desmond, Johnny Gomes. The fourth one will be announced in the next few hours.
Yep.
So we're excited for the lineup. Andrea Howard, and on Thursday we're also announcing the 4 local participants.
Oh, how'd that go? So the
home run derby went awesome.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was great.
DC wanted to do that. Did Dale tell you wanted to do that?
Yeah, we were actually going to try to work together on it, but we never went through. We're going to see because he can hit, and I can feel
man.
But you got to be the same human.
Yeah.
But we were going to see if we could do like an offense and a defense because I can field like no other. Not the best hitter.
He's a big dude. Like I could see him yoking.
He can smack it.
Yeah.
I can track it down, but didn't quite work it out.
Did he get in?
Who?
Dale.
He didn't try out. Didn't finish the application.
Does that mean no?
Yeah.
We were gonna try to. If we like showed up and I was like on his shoulders.
That'd have been pretty funny. Yeah.
Does the orange ball? Is it proven? Because I got one in the office. It bounces like a Super Ball. It just gets out quicker.
I think it gets out fast, and they count more.
They count more.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 points.
It's all for show,
yeah.
bro. It's all for show.
And I think in previous years they've had like, if you catch the orange baseball, you can come get an autograph or something like that.
And if you catch a white one, you can't.
Yeah.
You get turned away.
Yeah. Like,
Manny, can I have your autograph? Nope, you have white ball. I only sign orange baseball. The hell is that?
Hey, it's it's a way to.
Poor kids crying. I want the orange ball. Kid, you got a white ball. It was great. You got a home run. I can't get Manny's autograph. Manny's a big deal, dude. Were you here? You weren't.
No.
When Manny was here, I know you've heard the legend.
I was in high school when that happened. Yeah.
It was legend. You were in high school then?
Yeah, 2009, right?
Is that how long ago that was?
Yeah. I graduated in 2010.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it feel like that was 15 years ago Manny Ramirez was here?
Yeah, Manny hasn't been a thing for a little bit.
Damn.
He's got some long dreads now. I'm not sure if you've seen our social media video with him in it. But,
no. Is it with the new guy?
No, just Manny Ramirez. This is from
does the new guy have dreads?
He does not.
Does the new guy have
16-year MLB veteran, all for one team?
Did you see the NFL 16 years all one team?
Yeah.
What's his country of origin?
The United States of America.
American League or National League?
National League.
Ooh, okay, that threw me off a little bit. 16 years in National League, dude. All one team.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a tough. You're not going to guess who it is.
Well, is it a big name?
Yeah.
I mean, a huge name?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's a big name.
Was it Mike Scioscia?
No, well, that'd be fun, right? How cool would that be? Hall of Famer.
Was he all one team?
Yeah, all with the
He was all with the Dodgers, wasn't he? Did he ever play somewhere else?
All the Dodgers, but he only played like 8 years, I think it was.
Really?
Yeah.
By the way, I
Maybe
thought that was
12.
a good ceremony. Did you catch the Hall of Fame stuff this weekend from Cooperstown?
Caught a little bit of it, yeah.
I know you did. You catch Todd Helton going in? Oh, that was cool.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That was almost my guess. But Todd Helton's 17 years.
Oh, that would have been, I mean, getting him would have been awesome.
It's not Todd Helton?
No, it's not Todd Helton.
Larry Walker?
No.
All right. I'll keep going. All right, get out of here. You
on.
I mean, you got other stuff to do, right?
Yeah, I got a few more places to stop
Where you gotta
by.
go? You gotta go see Clark, and you gotta go.
Yeah.
Did we run long?
No, we're perfect, actually.
I know we're perfect, but did we run long?
Oh, no.
All right, get out there. It's abqisotopes.com. Tickets are available. All you can do to yourself, $1 hot dog nights. So, well, it's $1 per dog. I mean, go get 6 at a time and then go do some more damage if you want.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming up. And then on Friday, it's bucket hat night, green chili cheeseburgers, and fireworks on Saturday, lunch bags on Sunday. It's the Topes and the Round Rock Express. All the games are right here on your home for Isotopes Baseball, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, with the voice of the Isotopes and former Aztec, Josh Suchon.
You got that right.
Yeah. He's a proud Aztec.
Dude, he loves the Aztecs.
He's a proud Aztec.
Yeah, he always posts about him during NCAA or,
You see an Aztec won the Open Championship. Xander Schauffele.
Really?
Yeah. That's right. He hadn't told you Xander Schauffele's an Aztec?
I didn't see his Instagram story yet.
Sure
so.
All right, man. It's good to see you. We'll see you out at the ball yard this week.
Thank y'all.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Clark's Pet Emporium reminds you 85 degrees outside can rise to well over 100.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong.
Well, that's not what I'm telling you at all. I can't. Last time I did one of those, it just went nuts on dollar hot dog. God bless you if you do it. I think it's the lines more than that. I think I'll go do something else. You know what I mean? But anyway, 505-246-0610 is how to get here. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. All right. I'm going to get back to this a little bit. So we're going into the week where camps are going to open up in the National Football League. And you're going to start seeing a bunch of dudes coming in. And who's not going to be there? And JJ, you kind of made a list of holdouts to watch.
Potential holdouts. There's only one on that, well, two on that list now that are confirmed.
Tua?
Not Tua. Unless you've seen something else.
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Love, his agent, told the Packers that Jordan Love will not practice until he gets a new contract.
It's interesting because he's certainly under contract for this year. And most of these guys are. Brandon Ayuk's an interesting one because that saga going back and forth where I don't want to get traded. I do want to get traded. I don't want to. And he did. Bigger deal, Tua or Jordan Love?
I think it's Jordan Love just because it's a bigger contract they're going to have to work out. I think.
What do you mean?
I think Jordan Love's going to get more money than Tua.
I think you're right, and I think in the long term it's going to be better. I just wonder, gosh, I mean, again, I go back to the sample size on Jordan Love, and I'm a big Jordan Love guy, and I think it's going to work. I just, man, that franchise has got to be crazy.
What 8 games and a playoff win,
right?
Did for Jordan Love,
and that playoff game was the biggest thing that ever happened to him. He went out there and ripped the Cowboys to shreds.
Really, too, because he played well in
San Francisco, and they had that game won. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The playoff run made him a lot of money. All right, let me throw some names at you. Tua is on the list. Tyreek Hill. Tyreek's still making, what, $30 million a year? Is that not right? Or he wants to get up to that?
Yeah, he wants some more guaranteed money on the back end.
The receivers just alone. Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Amari Cooper, Cortland Sutton, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk is really, really interesting. And I don't know how the market folds itself out like this. But when you start looking at caps and everybody that wants to get paid and how you can't pay and who's going to get paid, and then you got the quarterbacks and Tua and Jordan Love. Matthew Stafford wants guarantees beyond this year. Rams didn't draft another quarterback. Are the Rams still holding out hope on what was the guy's name?
Stetson Bennett.
Thank you. Are they still holding out hope there?
He was away from the team for a little bit last year. He's back. He's going to be in camp.
He's the Georgia quarterback. He was at the University of Georgia, won the national championship, older quarterback. What was the deal last year? Why he wasn't there?
There wasn't anything specific.
He left the team. And now Jimmy Garoppolo is their backup quarterback, and he's suspended. So their backup quarterback going into the season would be Stetson Bennett. They got a guy named Dresser Wynn. Like Dresser, you put your clothes in. You know where he's from? Where did he play college? If you know this. Do you know this?
I don't. Is it an FCS school?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like an FCS dude.
Do you know where?
I could not pull that one out.
The University of Tennessee, Martin. All right. If you'd have pulled that one, I've got holy smokes. Dresser. Like as in your dresser drawers, like where you put your clothing. Dresser Wynn is, I mean, I don't know the status on Stetson Bennett, but Dresser Wynn could be one snap away from being the Rams quarterback. Because Garoppolo's suspended, 4 games?
That's right.
Right? He agreed to a 1-year contract 4 months ago, and then he got suspended. Rams better not have to go to the backup. They better not have to go to the bullpen. But go through it, because JJ, I look at this. I don't even know how to make a conversation. Which receiver gets paid first?
This is what's interesting about this list is where these particular receivers are in their career and the decisions that you have to make as a franchise of how much do you want to invest in skill position players, because 2 of these guys are getting elite money.
And that's Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb.
And they are worth it. Those are the game-changing wide receivers that if you're building your offense, you're leaning into it. And I think what we're going to see is kind of this shift to if you have an elite wide receiver, that guy's going to get paid. Brandon Ayuk's not that dude. He's a top 10, 15 wide receiver. And the 49ers are playing from a position of strength, going, we're not trading you. If you don't want to play, fine, that's on you. But we want you here because we're a better football team with you, but you're not a $30 million per year wide receiver. So I think they're going to headbutt for a while. But the Chase and Lamb ones there's no arguing there. Those guys are elite receivers, are going to get elite money. And then for players like Amari Cooper and Cortland Sutton, you're not getting, they're not asking to be paid, $30, $35 million per year. Those are guys, Amari Cooper is going to be 31, Cortland Sutton coming off injuries like 29. They're just trying to get a little more guaranteed money in their contract. So it's interesting looking at where these guys are in their career and then how it affects their teams, because how you're going to build around it, especially when you have that much money invested in one wide receiver.
How about the Alvin Kamara situation? The running back in New Orleans who's getting close, if not at 30 years old, who was suspended for the beginning of last year, but when he came on, he still is a difference maker for that team. Don't you disagree with that?
Yeah, and the Saints are in this weird position where Alvin Kamara,
28 years old,
he's a playmaker. He's good, but is he making you that much better? Kamara feels like a guy that
they were a lot better with him there. He's a good pass catcher. I know his numbers. Like I looked at his average running
with or without Alvin Kamara. That doesn't change their ceiling that much.
So yeah, that's fair.
Like Kamara feels like the dude. If you could get him,
he makes a difference for you.
Like Saquon Barkley to the Eagles. Like if you're a good team that could put the icing on the cake,
Cowboys. I mean
something along those lines. Like I would feel better than Kamara sticking around in
Cowboys. Yeah. All right. 505-246-0610. Want to hear from you today. 888-922-0610. I got emails coming in. I owe you an email dump here. That's not probably the right way to say it. Text 505-246-0610. That is the Sports Animal text line. When we come back, is he coming back? He's fully invested, and people say he's the best that there ever was. Out of the game for now, but fully invested on coming back. When? Where? How? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Inside the NFL, he'll be on Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli. But by every account, he wants to come back. Tom Pelissero of NFL Media said he's fully invested in Belichick and return to the sidelines. Doesn't see Bill Belichick working with Jerry Jones. It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. JJ, he is really, really close to Don Shula. He's 15 wins shy of the all-time mark for victories by a head coach. So it's probably 2 seasons. He wants it. He's 72 years old. So all the reports are he's totally vested in getting back. He's going to sit out 1 year. Next year's cycle, somebody will hire Bill Belichick next year, correct? I have no doubt.
I do agree with that. And I think one of the teams you've mentioned before is a team I think is at the top of the list.
The Cowboys?
No, I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. Who have I mentioned before?
Well,
Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Philadelphia Eagles will be coached by Bill Belichick next year.
Nick Sirianni has got to win this year. He was in the Super Bowl as the coach of the Eagles a year ago. And then they stumbled down the stretch last year. He survived. But there's a 72-year-old guy, and look, we talk a lot, I mean, about older gentlemen being in positions of leadership. And, we all watch the news. We're all aware of what's going on with our presidential politics. Belichick at 72 seems like he still can be a really good coach. And I think that would be right up Philadelphia's alley in going that way. So we'll watch that, but that's the report. Hey, something else popped for me this weekend, and I was surprised to see Shaq Barrett retire. Weren't you?
Yeah.
Former Colorado State star has turned into just a terrific NFL player. He signed a 1-year deal with the Dolphins. He's 31 years old, spent 5 years in Tampa. Won Super Bowl twice, was with the Broncos. He was the MVP, the defensive MVP of what was that, 2012? When did Washington State, Colorado State play? Seems like a long time ago now, too. Of the then Gildan, New Mexico Bowl. But he just said, it's time. I want to be there for my kids. It's time for me to hang it up. It's been a great ride, and I appreciate everything that came with it over the years. Ready to shift my full focus to my wife and kids and helping them realize their dreams and catch them. This one caught me by surprise. Look, I got great respect for anybody who walks away on their terms. And, I look at the Glover Quinn model, right? Glover walked away after 10 years, healthy, lived on 30% of his salary, the former Lobo, who spent 10 years in the National Football League. Said, I'm going to spend 10 years, I'm going to live on 30%. And if he put money away and is able to go do whatever he wants to do for his family, God bless him, man. It was 2015. He was a free agent, undrafted free agent. 59 career sacks, 9 seasons, and a couple of Super Bowls. It's a hell of a career, dude. I got mad respect for a guy who just says, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to walk away and be there for my family.
I agree with that. Anytime you have the ability to make that decision and be comfortable with it, it's fantastic, but it's not fantastic for Miami. Shaq Barrett was going to play a big role for them, especially early in the season. He was still a quality pass rusher in the league. You look at Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, both coming off major injuries. They might not be available for a while. So they drafted Chop Robinson in the first round of Penn State. 4th round, another Colorado State kid, Muhammad Kamara, is there. They're going to be leaning on youth on that defense that also lost their best defensive tackle signed with the Raiders in the offseason. So I know we're focused on Tua and Tyreek Hill. I don't know if Miami's going to be able to stop anyone.
It was an issue for him last year, especially when they played with good teams.
New defensive coordinator.
Well,
Vic Fangio is in Philadelphia.
Another reason why Philly's got to win, right? Isn't that where Kellen Moore is too?
Yes.
So they got Kellen Moore as offensive coordinator, Vic Fangio as the defensive coordinator, Nick Sirianni. They've got to win. And what do you expect out of Jalen Hurts? Is he the Jalen Hurts that you saw in the first 10 games of the year, or is he the Jalen Hurts the last 8 or 7?
I expect more consistency.
Yeah. He's got weapons. He's got everything he could want, right? You gave him Saquon. He's got 2 great wide receivers, or 2 really good ones. Great's a big word. 2 really good wide receivers. Like, they should win. They should be really good offensively. Kellen Moore, kind of a big year for Kellen Moore too, isn't it? Kind of a put-up year for him. Because you put him there and you gave him all the weapons you could possibly want. It's kind of go time for him as well. All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. I got a lot of your stuff that we want to get into. United 1-1 over the weekend. We'll get into that a little bit. Baseball stuff was good. You see the home run that Ohtani hit? He almost hit it out of the yard. I'm like over the roof. That doesn't happen at Dodger Stadium. Big weekend for the Dodgers as well. And a weird arrest in college football. I mean, what are we doing? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. I can show that you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm
voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
I mean, all kinds of new stuff going on. Travis Kelce has a new mustache at Chiefs training camp. He's getting clowned on for the new like that's the thing, right? Just a mustache, big thick. You should. Can you do that? Just a mustache. I know the beard thing, maybe not so much. No.
No.
You can't just do a big thick, like Dylan Storm mustache.
No, I'd start getting awkward looks.
Okay. Right. Opening drive, Jeff.
Should this guy be around kids?
JJ Buck. Yeah. Fair enough. JJ and I back to. It's been 2 weeks. I hadn't seen JJ Buck. I think literally probably in 15 years I hadn't gone 2 weeks without seeing JJ Buck. You can get in on everything that's going on over the weekend. Camps opening up. Xander Schauffele winning the Open Championship. I asked you the question: who's the player of the year in golf right now? And it's easy to say, well, I mean, he just won 2 majors. He's the player of the year. Scotty Scheffler won the Masters and the Players, and he's won 6 times. And he's won more money. Who's player of the year? I guess we're not done yet. They're going to go to the Olympics, and maybe that'll have something to do with it. Emails are coming in, Jeff, at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Let me go through some of these. Maurice said, what exactly has Jordan Love done to deserve more money, Jeff? It was just 12 months ago, national talking heads on this very station were screaming at me, Jordan Love sucks. It's from Maurice. He's not wrong about that. That 12 months ago, there were a lot of people who were telling you Jordan Love was not very good. That they were going in the tank because Aaron Rodgers was gone. And have you seen Jordan Love? He's not very good. And then he had good back into the season, 2 good playoff games, and now he's holding out.
Well, there's a reason there's people that talk into microphones and there are people that work in front offices.
Fair enough.
Like, I think it doesn't matter if everyone was saying Jordan Love stinks because he had a bad start to the season. The second half in the postseason, I think, is closer to what Jordan Love is versus the first half of the first season of his career, where he was the starter and playing. He's 25 years old, so he'd be 26 years old. And I think if you're Jordan Love, you're just trying to capitalize on the moment. The fact that you do have some leverage coming off the second half of the season, the way you played in the playoffs, to get a fair market deal for you.
What do you think fair market deal for him is?
I think Jordan Love is going to be close to a $50 million quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
$50 million annually.
Yes. Of course, we know so much of this has shifted to the guaranteed money in the contract. I don't think that Jordan Love's resetting the market, Trevor Lawrence or Joe Burrow, but I think he'll get a good deal because the Packers realize that the way that they've been structured and how they've been able to somehow do it again and get a quarterback that they trust and build long-term value in is to get a deal that works well for both sides, and I think they'll get that done.
So the Packers learned today that their quarterback will not participate in practice or games this preseason until he gets a new deal. Their general manager is Brian Gutekunst, and he said today, right before their team's first practice of training camp, that Jordan Love's representatives informed him over the weekend that their player wants a deal. And Gutekunst said, we completely understand where he's coming from. Now, Love did report for training camp on time. He took part in meetings. He's been in other camp activities, but not practice. Now, previously, he did take part in the entire offseason program and the team's mandatory minicamp. So he fulfilled his requirements for a $500,000 workout bonus. Gutekunst was asked whether an extension could get done within a few days. Quote, yeah, I think so. But again, you never know. We're working really hard to get that done. At the same time, the thing I have confidence in is we both want the same thing. Love made $11 million this season. It would make in his new deal. Remember, he got that new deal. It added a one-year extension. It was kind of in lieu of the team picking up the fifth-year option. At the time, they gave him $8.7 million signing bonus, and his base salary for last season was $1.01 million.
Yeah, so this is the right thing for Jordan Love to do, is capitalize on the moment. And you have this discussion with every player, every franchise. Which do you believe? Are they going to be the team they were in the first half of the season, the team they were in the second half of the season? Jordan Love is going to be more the quarterback he was in the second half of the season because of that roster around him. Do you realize the final 8 games of the regular season, just how good he was? So if that's his ceiling, and even if he takes a couple steps back, you're talking about this is a quarterback that's putting you in contention with the Detroit Lions. This is a guy that's going to keep you on par if Caleb Williams and the Bears clicks to compete in that division. And then we'll see what happens with J.J. McCarthy, because in the last 8 games for Jordan Love, 70% completion, 18 touchdowns, 1 interception, and then he just goes into the playoffs, routs the Dallas Cowboys on the road.
Routs them.
Goes into San Francisco. Quality game, 61% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, did have 2 interceptions in that contest, but had his team on the road against a very good football team a field goal away. So I'm buying Jordan Love, and think this is one that, Jordan Love, it makes sense. Go get yourself that deal.
All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. He's probably in line for one of those $50 million a year deals. The most recent deal was Trevor Lawrence. The Jaguars, he got 5 years, $275, $200 million in guarantees. So that's $55 million a year. I mean, I don't think he's there, but yeah, $50 million a year, probably right. Bruin James, you're on the Sports Animal. What's up, James?
I want to talk about Drew Holiday and the hell of a job he did shutting down that kid from South Sudan. And I want to give props out to the WNBA for having Ann Myers Drysdale as the assistant coach for the women's team. It was pretty good that somebody recognized how women's basketball started and the genesis of it. Ann Myers, and it had Cheryl Miller, the IE's very own Cheryl Miller.
That's
I put that in there. And
that's right, Riverside Poly. Riverside Poly.
And, yeah, so I just called to say, hey, man, UCLA was represented very well this weekend. And Drew Holiday did one hell of a job on that kid. I mean, he shut him down. So go Bruins.
All right, man.
4 up, baby. 4 up.
Although that kid got to the rim, he got himself a pretty good look. Drew Holiday was really good defensively in the second half, but on that last play, Drew Holiday got left behind and dude got off a shot, like a shot that, and again, it wouldn't have been traumatic. That's not the right word. It wouldn't have been drastic. It wouldn't have been brutal if they lost that game. People would have beat up on him. But I mean, so you lose a game before the Olympics. It's not like losing one in one. What else you got? Playoffs, where he said. Did you say playoffs? Isotopes, those are going to be at Space Cowboys, even if Isotopes get in. Playoffs. Okay. Lobo Hobo's in on Jalen House. We're talking to Jalen do enough to earn himself an invitation to camp. House had a really nice summer league with the Boston Celtics. 4 games, 19.2 minutes average, over 10 points, almost 11 a game, 4.3 assists, shot 26+% from 3-point. Lobo Hobo says, Jeff, just for the sake of OD argument, how quickly is his act going to get old in the NBA if he does make a roster and actually sees significant time on the pitch? He's going to be the next Danny Ainge, where he gets booed everywhere he goes. I don't know, man. I think it's a different era, man. There's plenty of guys who play like Jalen House. That's not fair. Not plenty. There's others who play like Jalen House.
Now, do you realize if it got to that point, that would be amazing?
Yep.
Does that mean he's a contributor on the Boston Celtics? I think Jalen House has an opportunity to be a two-way guy, eventually make his way onto that roster. But he's not going to be playing enough to be hated by some people. But if he was, that would be
wonderful.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
I think the people that are most upset with Jalen House are somehow Lobo fans.
Or Boise State fans. Right? Something along those lines. Yeah. How'd Bronny do over the summer? I want to look back at that. United's weekend draw out at the ball pitch. 505-246-0610. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM. The AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. but it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull.
Ralph is in from San Diego. First of all, he said congratulations on another award for the OD. And he says Aztec fans don't like House either and really don't like the Celtics. Okay. There you go. There's another one who doesn't like Jalen House.
I just figure a lot of the Mountain West schools.
Yeah.
Don't like good, feisty players.
1-1 out at the ball pitch on Saturday. Sergio Rivas put United ahead. 67th minute tally. And then Birmingham Legion got the equalizer in the 81st minute. 1-1. Still undefeated at home. 11 wins, 4 losses, just 2 draws for the first place New Mexico United. Head coach Eric Quill, some might say at least you don't lose. I don't see it that way. We should win, especially at home. I want to win every game. After that performance, we've got work to do. Never satisfied, which is good. Coach grinding, but they continue to roll. And not a horrible result. A fifth-place team out of the East came in, gave them a run, and I don't know how much of that you watched, but another good crowd. 1 hour delay because of the monsoonal moisture, and then and a good result out there, or at least undefeated at home is pretty damn good, dude.
Yeah, you can keep riding that wave. I think the standard that they've set when they're frustrated by a draw, they've taken a lot of steps forward this season, and this is down the stretch going to be, I think, one of the best United teams in terms of actually living up to the expectations. Like, this team is not just going to sneak their way into the playoffs. Like, they're going to be a favorite in the postseason
and get home matches at home, at least one. Yeah. Gopher says the Dividers, or United Dividers equal British Open. Jeff, all year the Dividers have been like the golfer, always leaving themselves a 5-foot putt for par. Well, eventually you're going to get burned, and Saturday at a soggy pitch, one finally lipped out. They've been winning a lot of 1-goal games, and this one got away, and it was a draw. Where's the summer gone? Gopher said yesterday was the last day of my gym summer weekend program. The fall program doesn't begin until the day of the Montana State game, which is going to make it hard for Gopher to get to University Stadium. Of course it is. Maybe they should play it on some Tuesday that you're able to make it. Bourne says golf was hard to watch. Was it this weekend, Jeff? It was like cold water in the face to realize Big Cat is no longer the world's best player. Phil's second best. Where the hell you been? If you just got hit with the cold water this weekend, welcome to the last 10 years.
Like, it just woke up. It's like, what happened? Oh, Tiger Woods, the Open. This is going to be great.
Yeah, where's Phil? Yeah. Yeah.
Been sleeping for the last 12 years?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. Gene says, biggest baseball series we've had around here in a long time, Jeff. After 3 non-competitive games in Sacramento, and 30 of their last 48 away from the friendly confines starting next week against Las Vegas, it kind of feels like this is a must-win. After you ever seen a schedule like this, where after this week, you only have 3 home series left in 2024? It's like you just woke up and realized it's August next week. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't. Text line, John says, hey, fellas, great to have both of you on the OD once again. Watch the Open, and Xander simply shot way better all throughout the course. Such a pleasure to see the best of the best competing. Enjoy the hell out of it. Thanks, Jeff. John, it's from John. Isn't it crazy? So John saw the same thing, and watched it, thought it was great, loved it, as opposed to Bourne, who saw something and thought it was hard to watch. It was just literally seconds ago during the break down the hall, having this conversation where we can watch the same thing and see 2 different things completely, right? We can watch you can watch a political speech with your friend who's on the other side of the aisle, and you both watched the same thing but saw completely different things or heard completely different things, right?
Yes.
Bourne and John watched the same golf tournament and saw completely different things. One guy said it was hard to watch. The other guy said it was such a pleasure to watch. It's all perspective on what you're looking for and what you want to hear, what you want to see. Golf was awesome this weekend. You had the best in the world going at each other. Justin Rose was a great story, trying to win. He qualified. Did you know Justin Rose had to qualify to get in? He won a qualifier on Monday.
Yeah. And this is, so now it's different, but so it'd be 10 of the last 17 Open champions, 35 or older.
Is that right? It's interesting. I wonder why that is. Why that particular event?
Veterans tournament recently.
And Xander had never been on that property. That was the first time Xander ever played Troon. He had never been there and went around there like, I mean, his game's so steady. So steady, so calm, so damn near mechanical. And you know it's going to go away because that was Scotty Scheffler a month and a half ago, right? You know it's witchcraft because, and then you see Scheffler 3 Jack number 9 and lose it. And for the first time you saw emotion out of Scotty Scheffler. That game will just beat the hell out of you mentally. Every time you think you got it going, I don't care if you're an amateur or if you're one of those guys. Like we go out, if I hit 2 or 3 drives in a row, I'm like, okay, I kind of figured out my driver. Like I did yesterday, and then I got on number 10 and just shanked it dead right. And I'm like, what the hell? Like Tuesday, I really get on the front, get on number 10, put it in the driving range. Took a triple. The game is witchcraft. And to watch these guys get on a roll is so amazing. But I think that's why they're so, you know, you see Bryson with the way his mind works and how mechanical these guys all are. It's witchcraft. All right. If you want to get in today, I'd love to hear you at 505-246-0610. Football camps are opening. Lobos are open. Lobos open this week, right? What's today's date? 22.
Yeah, the month out.
A month from Wednesday is when they play football.
August 24th, home opener.
Right? I mean, a month from Tuesday is when they play football. So
see how that line changes.
Yeah. What do you mean?
There was last week, like the last week and a half, some early lines came out in the Lobos home dogs.
They were home dogs against Montana State.
Mm-hmm.
And look, Montana State is not some nothing, and Montana State is going to be, you know, I mean, is good an FCS team as you've had come in here. But wow, I wonder how often a home dog, or it's a home dog against an FCS team. You know what I mean? Every year, so an FBS team loses to an FCS team. Montana State was 8-4 last year. They scored points. Man, they scored points. Their losses were North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Montana, and Idaho beat them 24-21. Yeah, that's a team that can beat you, man. They were home dogs? So do you think that line will change? Lobos are going to win that game, right? We have no idea, do we?
None.
I mean, none. Devin Dampier's your quarterback, I think, right? Even though
there should be no, yes. That you took every snap in the spring game. There's no one that just transferred and you're like, wow. Like Devin Dampier is the starting quarterback for the Lobos.
And then what?
And then we don't know. There's 60 new players, a brand new coaching staff, so there's nothing to really lean into.
What do you...
That August 24th for the majority of us that are going to be covering this team is going to be our first look at this entire roster.
Dude, they're 7.5-point dogs. Not just dogs. They're more than a touchdown dog at home. Wow. I don't even know what, like, wow. All right. Week 1 lines already out. Hawaii, it's just a win, minus 275 to win. Nevada is a 25-point dog to SMU at home. Colorado, North Dakota State. It's in Boulder. What do you think the opening line there is? Colorado, North Dakota State.
Oh, I saw it.
It's only 8.5. This is a really good week 0 matchup. Actually, this is week 1, isn't it? Like sneaky good game that nobody will say watch it, but it'll be actually pretty good. It'll be on CBS Sportsnet. Jacksonville State, Coastal Carolina is pretty good. Jack State minus 4.5 at home. All right, I'm looking at some early season odds.
Getting excited?
I kind of am, actually.
Yes.
Are we going to do 3 for all again?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do all this stuff running back.
Ohio State's a 50.5-point favorite over Akron. 5-0.5. I got to take the Zips and the points, right? Are they going to run it up on an in-state team like that?
Yeah.
They will? You don't think 50.5 is enough? That's a lot of points, dude. That's a lot of points. Tennessee, 41.5 over Chattanooga. Vanderbilt's a dog to open up. Jerry Kill's new club. Virginia Tech's 13.5-point favorite. West Virginia, Penn State's a nice one. Clemson, Georgia to open up the season on ABC. Clemson, Georgia, dude. What do you think that line is?
Georgia, 3.5.
13.5.
13.5 for Georgia. All right. How about them dogs?
Yeah, 13.5. Mike Loxley in Maryland, 21-point favorites to open the season. So New Mexico.
Well, I guess they got Carson back, coming back. So I could see why that line would be so big in week 1.
All right. New Mexico, 7.5-point dog at home against Montana State. Wow. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. So the Raiders camp will stay in Southern California, but their fans won't be able to attend any practices because of some crazy weird rule. I'll explain it to you because I'm not sure it makes a ton of sense. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. View Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet? Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Raiders are going to be on the road for camp. They're in Vegas, but it's really, really hot in Vegas. So the Raiders will be in the Los Angeles area for training camp. Very popular there. They called LA home for a while. They were in Oakland the other rest of their existence, except for the last few years. Their fans who love them there will not be able to attend any practices. There's some weird, obscure NFL rule. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. So according to league policy, JJ, the Raiders' decision to hold camp near Los Angeles means that they are essentially infringing on home territory of the Rams and Chargers. And because of that, there are some restrictions. Not only are fans essentially banned, but the team is not allowed to advertise the fact that they're going to be in Los Angeles. How do the Cowboys get away with this? I guess Oxnard, Ventura County is not Los Angeles. The Raiders are not allowed to invite any local media from the LA area. So the team will invite a few season ticket holders to several VIPs to attend practices. They'll be there 18 days. But everybody else is going to be shut out. So here's what the policy says, quote, every club has an exclusive home territory extending 75 miles in all directions from the exterior corporate borders of the city for which it holds a franchise. If another club holds its preseason training camp within that exclusive territory, then it cannot be marketed locally. That's the quote. Raiders are going to be in Orange County down in Costa Mesa, 40 miles from downtown Los Angeles. Rookies are already there. Veterans will come in tomorrow. Chargers and Rams could have given the Raiders permission to promote their trip to Los Angeles, but the two teams have blocked that from happening. That's what Mark Davis said. He's the Raiders owner. A little too late to change where they're going. This is Mark Davis on ESPN. This is what he said. That's where we're having camp, but the Chargers and Rams have the ability to block us from promoting. It's fine. It'd be nice if all fans could be there, but whatever. Like I said, Chargers and Rams have that ability. I don't understand, JJ, the difference. Oxnard, well, maybe it is a little outside. What is it, 85 miles? What did I tell you, 75 miles? Raiders have 1-year deal to go to Costa Mesa, so there's a good chance they'll be somewhere else.
This just feels like such a swing and miss by the Raiders.
Doesn't it?
Training camp, however you feel about it, it is an opportunity for a lot of fans to be around a team that don't get an opportunity to do that. And when you see all these videos on social media and fans cheering about practice touchdowns, that's actually a good vibe. And for a lot of people, that was the closest they can get. I know for me as a kid growing up in Denver, like for us, training camp was the thing we could do. We couldn't get to regular season games all that often, if ever. It took me a while to be able to go to my first game. Just y'all know what it's like, even back then, trying to get to a professional game. So training camp was like my first experience being up close to the Denver Broncos and experiencing that. And this is such a swing and a miss for the Raiders to take it into a market that's blocked out. Like, if you're looking for opportunities, it's I'm like, well, San Diego's sitting there. I know you're not Raider fans, but like, just think about a market. Like,
yep.
People can go.
So,
like, it's weird.
Explain the Oxnard thing to me. The Cowboys go there. It's 61 miles from downtown Los Angeles to Oxnard. So that's within the 75 miles. They have fans there.
Is it the? I would have to look at the details, but I'm wondering, is it because they've been doing it for, like, before teams got back into Los Angeles, so they...
Oh, that's a good point. So
maybe
they get grandfathered in.
Like, well, they've been here.
They've been doing this a lot longer. They've been here longer than you. Yeah.
So they kind of gave them that leeway, because to not be able to have local media and not have fans there, like, that's a big part of training camp.
But now you could have your market media. The Vegas media will be there.
Well, they'll be there.
And does that mean like the LA media can't go, or they can't be invited? Let's say the LA media wants to cover.
I guess they might have to just ask.
Yeah, it's a weird. I never knew of that rule, and I don't know how I feel about the Raiders and Rams both going, yeah, no, we're going to enforce it. I mean, why would it hurt them? The fans who are going to go to Raiders camp they're not taken away from Rams or Chargers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I think I would even enforce. I'd be more inclined to just go, yeah, whatever. Like, I care. And I guess the Chargers more than the Rams. The Chargers are a divisional foe, right? I mean, why would I care? And then there's the Cowboy thing, which is, like I said, they're 61 miles away. I don't know the difference. If you missed it this morning, Aaron Rodgers spoke. He downplayed skipping the mini camp. He said basically it's just an OTA, but they call it something different. That there were all those other OTAs, and this is glorified OTAs, and I was there, and he says they can arbitrarily put a tag on whatever week of OTAs they want and say, this is the mini camp week, which somehow makes it more mandatory than other weeks. This is Rodgers speaking. But it was an OTA schedule. That's how words can be a little deceiving from time to time. They can make a story out of the fact that I missed minicamp, but it was really 2 OTA days. But I came to the first 10, end quote. So here's the other part. We didn't talk about this earlier. JJ, now the media is going to go back to Robert Saleh and to the Jets and say, well, Aaron said it wasn't really minicamp, it was just OTAs. Now, like, where does the back and forth verbiage end? Well, all the BS, all the outside stuff, all the crap that Aaron Rodgers said needs to go away. Wouldn't he have been best to say, I had this trip planned and it's unfortunate, and just leave it at that? Why even have to go into this whole, well, it's verbiage, and you can make words sound whatever you want? Because that's him.
Who Aaron Rodgers is. That's what he does. That's what he likes to do.
Because don't you have an obligation now as media covering that team to go back to Robert Saleh and say, well, you said it was an unexcused absence from minicamp. Aaron said it was just glorified OTAs. You need a comment, don't you?
Yeah, and again, this is going back to that whole situation when Aaron Rodgers isn't there and he's the one that was talking about BS, it's going to linger for a while. And this team just needs practice. Just needs a preseason game to start.
Saleh's got to just say, that's fine. I have nothing to say. And just leave it at that. Well, Robert, Aaron said...
We have no issues.
Aaron's here now, fine. That's fine. It's semantics. It is what it is. I have no comment. Like, he's just got to leave it at that. But does he have... He's the coach. And the coach is making, $7-8 million a year, and your quarterback's making 55 or whatever he's making.
He's the coach, but Aaron can do whatever he wants.
Right. So can you call Aaron Rodgers into your office and just say, dude, enough? You can't. You're shaking your head no. Like, no. He runs the team, right?
Because Aaron is at the point where he's going to be like, okay, I'm still...
Yeah, it's Darvin Ham calling LeBron in, right?
Still going whatever shows I want. Still talk about whatever I want.
It's Darvin Ham trying to call LeBron in and reel it in. You can't do it. The conversation's got to be, Aaron, you're the guy who said no outside BS. Why are you dragging this on? Why don't you just say, I had a trip planned and I missed it and I'm going to be there. I was there for all the other ones. Like, if you just said everything else except for that. Yeah, I was at all the other ones. And I had this trip planned, and I'm here now, and we're moving forward. Period. Well, they called it unexcused because it was. And move on. Like, why do you have to get the upper hand? Why do you have to say, I'll get fined for this? Because that was his response when he was asked, how do you feel about them calling it unexcused? Well, I'll probably get fined for this. Everything, we find this so often, in whatever walk of life. Everything you say is the issue. It usually comes back to you. All this outside manufactured BS. There's no outside manufactured BS except for Aaron Rodgers there. Like, dude, he better be good this year. Can he tarnish his legacy if he tanks this year? With everything that has been put into him, with everything that the Jets put into him, they lost last year. They're all in this year. If he's no good with them, I'm not telling you he won't be a Hall of Famer. He's still a Hall of Famer. But does he tarnish his legacy if he tanks this? Because I'd say yes. Not destroys it, tarnishes it.
I still think or whatever talking points he wants to lean into would have an out.
Which is what?
It's a 40-year-old that tore his Achilles.
Telling us how great he is. He's running fast now. That's what he says. All right. Maybe. What's their backup plan? Like, honestly, what's the Jets' backup plan? Tyrod Taylor? Jordan Travis? They love them some Jordan Travis, don't they? Jordan Travis is the Florida State quarterback who got hurt last year. Remember, that's why they got left out of. He could be really interesting, by the way. He could be really interesting when it's all said and done. Like, there's part of me that wants to see what he ends up doing. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Emails are in jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. Me and JJ together for the first time in forever. I got some emails for you. Still got time for you to get in. And we'll wrap it up and get you everything you got to know as you go through your days today. Monday. Next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures.
What are people going to be talking about as you go through your day? It's the opening drive. Jefferson Vieta, J.J. Buck. Jordan Love's representatives have informed the Green Bay Packers that the quarterback will not practice nor play until he gets a new deal. Camp opened. They got their first practices tomorrow, I believe. Aaron Rodgers spoke for the first time since going to Egypt and missing mini camps. It wasn't really mini camp. It was just OTAs. It's just semantics. I was there for all the rest of them. Xander Schauffele won the Open Championship, shot a 65 on Sunday, wins his second major of the season. LeBron James will carry the flag for the United States of America in the opening ceremonies for the Olympics in Paris, which will be on Friday. New Mexico United 1-1 draw over the weekend with Birmingham Legion. WNBA All-Stars beat USA's Olympic team 117-109. Enrique Agunbowale, 34 points for the All-Stars. And South Sudan nearly beat the men's Olympic team. LeBron James hit a bucket with 8 seconds to go. USA was a 101-100 winner. So people will be talking about as you go through your day. Those also, did you see the home run Ohtani hit yesterday? Willie Stargell was the only guy who's ever hit one out of that ballpark, like over the roof, and he hit one all the way to the back. Dodgers swept the Red Sox over the weekend. Did you find yourself watching, and I'm not looking to get into politics, how much of the, just yesterday, did you turn on news or were you just buried in sports and just tried to get away from it?
Watched a little bit at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Wasn't my first thing to do. So, I consume a decent amount kind of through social media, seeing some stuff. So I limit myself from just immediately diving.
Well, I dove into the noise immediately, and I'm like, I got to go. That's why I went to the golf course. Took a 145 tee time and played. Got dumped on 18 in the parking lot, but it was good. Just got through. All right, what do you get tonight? You get a little baseball tonight, Yankees and Tampa Bay. You get Isotopes tomorrow. They're off today. Remember, their home, a big homestand starts tomorrow night. Round Rock is in. Tomorrow's $1 hot dog night. Dodgers and Giants this week, JJ. Red Sox are in Colorado to play your Colorado Rockies. How many games under 500 are they now? In the Hall of Fame inductions over the weekend, Joe Mauer, Todd Helton, Adrian Beltre, and Jim Leland all went in. It was cool. The Helton speech I thought was kind of cool. He's not comfortable and he was reading it, but I thought it was.
Oh, Todd Helton is.
Yeah, he hates the. Yeah.
He does not want to be there.
Yeah,
he wants to be a Hall of Famer, but he does not want to have to stand up and make a speech.
Yeah. But it was cool. He talked about his girls and. It was good stuff. Rockies are damn near 30 games under 500. 23 out. What's the wild card standing? So they still have a shot? There's like
they got a month. They can get back in it.
When's the trade deadline? They're only 15 games out of the wild
30th?
card. 15 games out of the wild card. Do they have anybody on their roster that's trade bait?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe Diaz, catcher.
Wild card right now is the Braves, Cardinals, and Mets. Well, the Braves and Cardinals, Mets, Diamondbacks, and Padres are all tied for that last spot with the Pirates. How about the Pirates? Half came back. I always kind of pull for the Pirates just because that fan base is just been so beat up. The Pirates do, yeah. Yeah. And the Braves now with Ozzy Albies hurt.
He's going to miss
8 weeks.
At least 2 months, broke his wrist.
Yeah.
Strider's already out for the season.
I mean, you always look at it and you say, how much can you withstand? That was the question for the Dodgers going into the All-Star break, and then they won their first 3 out of it. Kershaw's going to pitch this week. I'm interested to see Clayton Kershaw this week. Does he have anything left?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay. You say that so absolutely convincingly, way more convincingly than
it's the role, and not if you're like Clayton Kershaw, go get 6 innings. No.
Go be Tiger Woods again.
It's when you get to the postseason, you're not running a 5-man rotation. So Kershaw can be an opener. He could be an extended middle relief option. And so that's why I'm okay with Clayton Kershaw, because you can't look at him and say, oh, Kershaw is going to be a guy you lean on to start games and give you innings. No. Not looking at him that way.
Okay. All right. They'll get that back this week. I didn't see this. So I guess Steph Curry told LeBron James that he'll be the flag bearer for the United States. That's how that went down this morning. Curry said, you got that honor, so you got to wave the flag in Paris, my man. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. And LeBron said it's special in the fact that to get the opportunity to represent your country and in another fashion. I understand how prestigious the moment is. And for someone to be the flag bearer and to wave the flag for not only us as a men's national team, but for all Olympians, I hold that as the utmost honor. It's definitely something that my family and my community, my friends, it's something that will live on forever. Super appreciative and super humbled by it. That's cool. That's cool. The women's flag bearer will be announced on Tuesday. Simone Biles? Who's going to be the women's flag bearer? Basketball player? They go Brittany Griner on this thing because of everything she's been. No, honestly. I have no idea. I mean,
you just listed some very intriguing names.
Yeah. No, we'll watch. That'll come out today. All right. Other things you're watching holdouts in camp. Tua Tagovailoa. I was watching something over the weekend, and it's a question that we've asked for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. How the Cowboys somehow are going to be able to get all 3 of their guys, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons, in and get them all satisfied and under the cap. I just don't see a scenario, dude. I don't see how they're going to find a way to stay under the cap, get everybody happy, and still do what they need to do. And I think it's going to be Dak, the one that's going to be left out this year. I just do.
I agree with that. And they're going to have to eat a lot of money next year regardless on Dak, if he's on the team, if he's not on the team. And so what are they willing to do? And it feels like they've kind of just put themselves in a situation where if Dak wins playoff games, then we'll pay him. Well, you should have that figured out by now. What you want to do with your quarterback position.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't. And they just flat out don't. And so it's going to be, I don't know where they settle at. Rams came to Matt Stafford, do you think?
Yeah, I think that one makes sense. You're not going, he's 36, he's still good, gives you the best chance right now. Like, give him some guaranteed money for next season. So at least say, all right, the next 2 years we got Stafford locked in. Seems like the right move for the Rams.
Where do you rate him? Is he a top 10 quarterback in this league? Matthew Stafford.
Well, on that ESPN list that came out last week,
yeah,
he was number 5. Like, people just in the league circles still believe in Matthew Stafford. I think if you're looking at it for the next 2 years, Matthew Stafford can still be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Gosh. His division, you take Kyler Murray or Brock Purdy ahead of him?
I think Brock is close because you want to give him the credit, but I just think still just like Stafford still has the talent.
Nobody in the South. Jared Goff? Jordan Love? Right? We'll see Caleb Williams. Yeah, you don't take Dak in front of him, nor Daniel Jones. Jalen Hurts?
I'm going Stafford.
I mean, obviously Mahomes. Herbert. Stroud? CJ Stroud? All right, makes you think.
And it's all kind of what you're looking at the windows. And I think this window of 2 years and giving Stafford one more guaranteed check makes a ton of sense for the Rams.
All right, Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is in at 4. We're back with award-winning radio. Tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. Adrian, thanks for getting up this morning. Big couple of weeks coming up for ProView Networks as they'll be up to Connie Mack World Series. We'll catch you up on all that. Good to have you back, man. Good to see you. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please, boys and girls. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Bring it back.